Hello, everybody, and welcome back to podcast time. Hello, Tyler.
Yellow.
So, long time no see.
Did I tell you we got Ruth Bader Ginsburg lights down here?
What?
RBG lights.
In my head, I imagined like lights with her face on them, and I was like,
No.
why?
No, but first time I heard about RBG lights, Eli told me, and I'm like, Ruth Bader Ginsburg? Because it was like, because that's the first thing that came to my mind. Because when I first heard about them, that's when she died. That's right around when she died. So
Yeah.
that's just the first thing that came to my head. But no, right now they're set to purple. We only got 4 of them, but because they're expensive as hell. But right now they're set to purple, so they're pretty cool looking. But that's not the point of this podcast. We got some drama to talk about. Me personally,
drama cast.
about my work and about our new Discord. Well, my new Discord server, not yours. Yours is fine. But yeah, just Discord drama over conflicts of power and over rules and
Just overall nonsense.
right. But it's mainly over the conflict of power at this point, like who's got control. And Brian's like, oh, it should be me because I'm a great regulator and I've done so much for this channel, but it should be me because I'm the one that created the channel in the first place and why it's still here. So we'll get to that later. I kind of want to talk about my work first.
Yeah.
So I have a manager, I have a boss, just like everybody else. Her name is Brandy. And
Brandy,
like
you're
the
a
alcoholic
fine
drink
girl.
Brandy.
What a good wife you could be.
Just like the alcoholic drink.
Yep.
And I never met her up until a week ago yesterday. I met her for the first time, and she was an absolute dick to me. I think I already told you about the cop incident that we had last week. These two
no, you
people
didn't.
coming up yelling racial slurs to our manager,
Oh.
and he
That's
called the
interesting.
cops, and about 3 cop cars showed up at the front door to arrest these people and talk to them. And they were standing there, and it was about 11:45. My car hour was 11, so at 11:45, my car crowd was in pretty good shape. And I'm standing there, staying out of their way, because you don't want to hit a cop. Obviously, you don't want to hit a cop car either. You don't want to hit a car in general, but you don't want to hit a cop car at least.
Yeah.
Let alone like a cop or a manager or somebody like that. So here comes her and her sidekick, Beth, who's just as much of a dick as Brandy is, yelling at me, oh, you gotta go get more cards, gotta get more cards, we're running out of cards, gotta get more cards. Meanwhile, the crowd's like 75% full, and the door is blocked, and by the way, there's only like 10 minutes to go in my card hour anyway. Somebody's about to come and take over for me in a few minutes anyways. Why the big deal? But other than that, then the only other thing that happened last week that pissed me off was when Beth was leaving. No, she wasn't leaving. She was going somewhere else. She got on my case. So I went to go offer to bag for. I was bagging, so I went to go offer to help somebody bag. Like, here, I always, when someone's bagging their own stuff, I always say, here, I can bag for you if you'd like. Most times they say, sure, and I finish for them. Sometimes they want to bag their own stuff.
Yeah.
This lady said, I can just bag it. Thank you for the offering. I'm like, okay. So I go down to the other lane, who doesn't have anybody bagging for them right now. They're open, so I just stand there ready to go. Here comes this degenerate saying, oh, why is she bagging and you're not? And then she walks away before I can even reason why I'm saying anything. Why I'm not doing anything. Like, at least give me a fucking chance to talk. Okay?
Alright.
But it's whatever. I mean, I just shoved it off and no nonsense. Don't want to see him anyways. So I come back to work yesterday. Yesterday was a pretty dramatic day. So got there at 10. And of course they put me on carts right at 10. Because, let's put the guy who's already exhausted. We had him till 10 last night. Working his ass off, pushing a ton of carts in. Let's just have him do it as soon as he gets here. We don't have any care in the world for anybody. So you know, I go out there and I do my stuff. You know, I'm pushing the carts in and stuff, and keeping the corral mainly full and stuff, and just doing a good job of it. You know. And I came in already. I came already in with being kind of pissed because they gave me a 9 to 5:30 this coming Sunday after I'm going to be staying up all night on Halloween at a friend's house the previous night.
Yeah.
The reason why I even got Halloween off in the first place was to do that. But I don't have that shift anymore. Yeah, Nick's a fucking legend. He took my. We're switching shifts on Sunday, so he's taking my 9 to 5:30, and I'm taking his 3 to 9 shift. Thank the Lord, I'll be able to sleep. So on Thursday when I go in, I just gotta approve it with the supervisor people, and we'll be all set there. So, besides the point. Anyway, so I'm pushing the carts in, right? It was about 10:52. The corral was about, I'd say, 90% full, except for the little carts. But we always run out of little carts, so not that big of a deal. But and my water bottle was empty, so I go to the back where the water is, and get a bottle of water, and I'm just standing there taking a drink, and I check my phone real quick, answered a couple text messages while I was taking a drink and, you know, catching up on my breath, and then I go back up front about a couple minutes later and I go to bag because the next girl who was on the carts after me had just put on her vest that she was heading out to the parking lot to get more carts. About 10:55, so I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, now I'm just go start bagging myself. So I bagged a couple orders, and Brandy calls me over to the front desk. I'm like, what is she doing? She's like, we have reports that you were in the back during your cart. I was like, yeah, I was in the back for just a couple of minutes to get a drink of water, catch my breath, and then I came back out here to bag. Like, no, that's not acceptable. You got to be out there until the very end. If we running out of carts out there, you check it, we're out there, we're out of carts. You know, now we're gonna fall behind because of your incompetence, ignorance. You know, sit on the job. I could have you fired for this. I'm trying to explain to myself, like, hey, had a pretty full corral out here. I'm trying to stay as civil as possible, okay? But this lady is impossible to be civil with. So she screamed, was like, you can have me fired. I can have you fired. You know I'm your boss. I'm like, yeah, I barely fucking see you. This is the second time I've ever seen you. I've worked here for over 3 months. So yeah, be it bullshit. You're my boss. So, and she's like, no, you're going to go out there and you're going to do a whole another hour of carts just because you were excited to go to the back and take a breather and try and be human, you know? Like, and at that moment, I wanted to pick her up, buy her $40 light jacket that she probably got at fucking Pure One Imports, and I wanted to throw her into the fucking drywall that was sitting right next to her.
Yeah.
I almost did, but I didn't. I went out there, went to the lobby. It was me and the other girl who was on masks at the time, and she understood my pain because I'd been complaining about my work schedule and I've been complaining about Brandy and stuff, and we've been talking about a little bit. And I just screamed. I told you what I screamed. I'm not going to say what I screamed again, but I screamed. And then I went out and pushed
Scream it again
more
for the
carts.
podcast. Scream it for the podcast.
I'm not going to scream it. You
well,
no,
just
I'm
say
not
it
screaming
then.
it.
Just say it. Say what you
did I say?
Say what you screamed. I mean, you can just probably find it through the text.
Let me pull it up real quick. Hold on. Oh, that's not the right person. Where are you? There you are. Okay. Oh yeah, I yelled that Brandy could suck my fat cock and that I'm tired of being treated like a fucking object, instead of an actual human being. Somehow somebody else heard me. It's not like I screamed at the top of my lungs or anything. With both doors open. Somehow somebody heard me. And I came back in with a row of carts, and the other supervisor was her name's Chriselle. And she saved me from being fired that day because she was super sweet. She knows me. She's supervised me more. She knows that I'm a hard worker, and she knows that I'm really nice and respectful and stuff, and that I do what I'm told and I don't slack off. And so she talks about to me. She's like, I understand the situation. I know Brandy doesn't understand the situation, but you know that I do. The other girl was there with me and a couple other people. And say, just calm down, just take your time, take a breather. And she made sure I had water, and she made sure I was fine. She calmed me down, and went on with my day. I didn't speak to Brandy again. I did the carts. I had 2 more cart hours. I had 3 more cart hours after that because somebody else didn't do theirs. Plus, I had 2 other ones scheduled.
Yeah.
And she kept me calm. Chriselle kept me calm, and I praised Chriselle for that because I was super pissed. And she calmed me down. She was super nice. She knows that, and I got the job done. But it's just like Brandy's a horrible manager, and nobody wants her there anymore. Because back in like July, she was on her way out when I started working there back in July. And all of a sudden, she just gets her job back. Just out of the blue, she just gets her job back. Like, what the fuck? So maybe she didn't want her job back, and she got pretty much pressured into getting it back. So maybe she doesn't want her job back. Oh yeah, she was such a fucking hypocrite too. When I was out there on carts about 11:05, I see her coming out. I see her, and she had just yelled about me about being lazy and sitting on the job. I'm gonna see you come over here and she spends a half an hour smoking a fucking cigarette and talking to somebody. Meanwhile, our breaks are only 15 minutes, Brandy. You were out there for a whole half an hour smoking cigarettes and talking to somebody. Yeah, thank you for being a real fucking hypocrite.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
wow.
So.
Tell us how you really feel, Tyler. Tell us how you really
I screamed. I wanted to scream again. I really did, and it just got to me because it's not that I was mad about her getting on my case about slacking off, because maybe I shouldn't have went to the back. Maybe I should have just standed out there and took a breather and checked my phone out there, and then gone back on carts. Not even walked to the back. I could have held off without water for another few minutes. Maybe I should have went back out there on carts instead of going to bag. Maybe I should have not screamed at the top of my lungs. Maybe I should have not done any of that. But the fact that this has happened now 2 weeks in a row, where they treat me like a machine that they think can go 24/7, 7 days a week, and that they can just treat like an object that has no heart, has no soul, has no emotion, and they think they can do that, it pisses me off.
Yeah.
That's what pissed me off, is that she has zero respect for anybody. She does. And the way Chriselle treated me makes me even further that mentality that she isn't well liked and the other supervisors don't like how she treats people, because she sided with me, the worker, instead of her boss. And I think, and that shows that's real compassion right there, and I enjoyed that. And other people took my side on that situation. Talked to some cashiers about it. They don't like it. Talked to some other people that work in like stocking and stuff. One guy was like, "Oh, I know Brandy for 25 years, and yeah, she used to be so much more of a dick than she is now. So that's 10 years she's really gotten it together." I'm like, how can you be even more of a dick than she already is? She's bossing people around, treating them like subjects, treating them like objects.
Subjects!
And then yelling at us for it. Like, how? How can she be even worse? And I knew the first time I saw her, which was before I started working here, I knew I wasn't gonna like her. Like when I was getting into the job process, and like I was trying to make sure I got my interview and stuff. I knew I wasn't gonna like this person. I knew I wasn't gonna like her. But sometimes when I know that when I think I know I'm not gonna like people, I end up liking them because I'm a hard worker, and then I get on their good side and stuff. But she has no right to judge people for being lazy workers when she only can judge them off of one single experience. Because I'm primarily a night worker. I don't like working mornings. The only time I've ever worked mornings is Saturdays. And that's not happening anymore. I just changed my availability to where I can't work mornings on Sundays anymore. It's the only day I had where I can work mornings. That's staying no matter what happens, because I do not want to deal with her ass anymore. I'd rather close than work in the mornings. Most people would rather take the mornings than the nights. I would rather take the night than deal with her ass.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know me. She works mornings. She works mornings. She doesn't work weekdays. I don't know. Okay, I never have ever seen her except in the mornings on Sundays. And she cannot treat me based off of what she thinks of me because she's never seen me work. She never sees how hard of a worker I am. She doesn't know that, hey, maybe she won't fire me, because if she had fired me, I wouldn't have been surprised if I had gotten a call back from them in maybe a couple days asking, hey, we're sorry about what we did. Can you come back? You know, we can bring you this. Because they're not going to fucking fire me. I'm one of their top workers. They're not going to fucking fire me.
And then Tyler said, fuck you, I ain't coming back, you guys are fucked.
If they had fired me, I wouldn't have came back for sure, but like, it just really got on my nerves, and it didn't help that I came home after a long day. My legs are throbbing. I could barely drive home because I could barely feel my legs. They were absolutely killing me. I come home, I'm starving, I'm cold, because I was outside. I had 5 car hours that day, and it was cold and it was windy, so I was freezing, and I just wanted to change, and I wanted to eat, and then get yelled at by my parents, who took the manager's side without even knowing the full story, not even being there. So it was just a bad day yesterday. Really bad.
Yeah.
And then the events leading up to that day didn't help either, like getting scheduled on Sundays, that Sunday
and
again.
Some other personal events that happened to you.
Yeah, that other personal events, yeah. So that didn't help the situation. It didn't help that I was tired. It didn't help that I was already mad coming into the situation. But as a manager, she needed to have a more professional conversation with me. And she needed to pass it on to the people that see me more, like Chriselle, or Denise, or Elizabeth, or Tina, or... Well, I haven't seen Kira in a while, actually. I don't know if that would have been good enough to pass it on to her. Actually, no, I did just see her the other day. So yeah, Kira and Danny, all the other supervisors that see me work more, know my work ethic, know that I don't slack off, know that I get the job done, know that I don't have an attitude, know that I listen, know that all that. So don't base it off yourself. And I probably would have said more to her, but she's the head person, and she has the right to fire me. But I know she won't. I know she won't fire me. Like, it's like firing Gil. Gil literally put his 2 weeks in, and they somehow convinced him to stay. Because they know if me, Nick, or Gil, who are the top 3 courtesy clerks in the store, if any of us leave, the store's screwed.
Yeah.
We've already got a bunch of people.
Tyler, you're gone.
Maybe time to bring some new people.
Tyler, you just, like, buffered out. Hello?
I'm still here.
You buffered out a little bit. You said maybe people, and then you buffered out.
Maybe bring in some new people. You know? Had the hiring event. Actually, I did finally see some new people on Saturday. So maybe they are going to bring in some new people. I don't know. But I know Brandy doesn't like me. I know I don't like her. I know she doesn't like me. So that's why she's taking away my weekends. But she's staying within the legal limits by not giving me any weekdays where I already have other shit to do. So, you know, maybe, I don't know. I might talk to a manager about it, like one of the top managers we got. We actually have 4 top managers, not 3. I just never see the 4th one anymore. I've only seen him a couple of times, and he's not an actual, like, manager, but, like, his name tag always says store management. It's like, is he corporate? Is he, like, a district manager? Like, what? I don't know what he is, but I'm probably going to talk to, like, Ben or, James about the whole. Probably James, because James is the most experienced manager we have. And he's a pretty nice guy. So, not Joe though. Not Joe. I'm not gonna talk to Joe about it. I haven't seen Ben though in a while, so I don't know if I'm gonna talk to him about it. Anyway, bad day. Managers are disrespectful, but and the thing is, like, I don't know. Just pisses me off. Just really, really pissed me off.
Yeah.
Like that was the most disrespect I've ever been given. She is the most disrespectful person that I've ever met. And I've met a lot of disrespectful people. But on a more consistent basis, she is the most disrespectful person. Like, here's how bad it is. Here's how bad it is. I would rather do Oscar, which I've already complained about on a different podcast here. I would rather do that than deal with her. I would rather do Oscar for an hour than deal with Brandy for a minute. That's how bad she is.
Yeah.
But enough about that.
It's time to get into the real drama.
I'll talk about it more in a Work Stories Part 5, which will actually probably be made and come out sooner than I was anticipating. But I'll talk more about some of the more logistical details and some of the other stuff that's been going on. Just drama that happened last week and stuff. I'll probably be talking more about that in Work Stories Part 5 soon. So stay on the lookout for that if I have any time to actually record it. Actually, I could on Halloween because I don't have to work that day. Moving on, let's go on to Discord.
Yeah, so as of this being uploaded, I'm 60% certain that it'll be passed by that point. But as of recording, a couple days ago there was a Discord incident. And I just got in Discord. Like,
you explain the situation. I'll be right back.
Okay. I had just gotten Discord not too long ago. Oh Christ, this fucking zombie breaking down my door. I had just gotten onto Discord slightly prior than the time it happened. You know, I was brand new. I made my Discord, invited Tyler, I invited LT, you know, your boy Billiam, Vincent, all the people. You know, everybody. Everybody could come. But, I was also in Tyler's Discord as well. And that's where the incident happened, because LT was making jokes, and LT has a very specific set of humor. Like, he finds a very specific thing funny. And Brian cannot take jokes for shit.
Alright, I'm back.
So, good old Brian, fucking with the advice of one other person, banned LT from their server. And LT told me about it, and I found out about it from Tyler, and I was just like, that's like the most bullshit thing I've ever heard in my life. So, knowing me, I banned Brian from my Discord server. As of right now, he's still banned because, you know, he hasn't apologized or anything like that. But what really got on my nerves was that he did it with the advice of one other person, and that was fucking Hunter. Like, that was it. Or Dan Snake. Whatever the fuck, I don't even care, man.
Lucas got involved too a little bit. Took Brian's side on the situation. But,
fuck Lucas, man. Fuck Lucas.
LT is back on our server now. And
they didn't even give him a fucking warning. They didn't even get the advice from the owner of the Discord, who was on LT's side.
Okay, well, at the time, I wasn't the owner of the Discord, it was Brian. That has since changed. I am now the full, well, not the, like, the full owner of the Discord. I am everything that happens as far as, like, editing the channels or bringing people in or doing all that kind of stuff, that gets run by me now. I've assumed total control of the thing.
Yeah.
So, well, it's basically what it boiled down to. Yeah, basically. Well, it started with Brian's, like, little Brian's like super specific sense of humor clashing with LT, who jokes around a lot. And Brian does not like those kind of people. He was not raised that way. He was not. So it's not in his mindset. He can't take a joke to a certain degree. He cannot take jokes that you or I can, or LT can, or even like Eli or Hunter can, or something like that. He just can't take those kind of jokes. And it's something that he could work on. It's not something he's been like permanently scarred with or programmed with. He could work on it. He could get better at it. He probably should.
Because he's going to deal with a lot more people like that if he ever plans to go anywhere with anything,
right.
ever.
Right, yeah, right. Exactly. So he should probably work on it, and, oh shit, that's what came down the other day. Maybe they took it down. Never mind. So then, when that finally finished, when that finally transpired and was completed and stuff, after all the arguing and stuff, finally got it reserved. I talked to Hunter, I talked to Eli, I talked to you, and I talked to Brian, and we all agreed that there should be a transfer of ownership. Brian was pretty reluctant to do it, but he agreed. He agreed, even though he didn't want to do it. He agreed to transfer ownership, so now that I'm the main owner of the server, which only seems right. I was the creator of the channel, the main person on the channel and stuff. And
yeah, if it weren't for you, Brian wouldn't have a place to put his videos.
Well, yeah, because I agreed. The only reason I brought Brian on was, one, he can't make his own videos. He doesn't have his own channel, he can't make his own videos. Two, it takes a load off of me, because I've had a very hard time for about a month and a half now finding a good time to just sit down and record videos. I've been doing some here and there. I had one good day when I did Work Stories Part 4, Candy Bracket, and I did another video. I've been able to do a couple tier lists with you. I've been able to stream sometimes, here and there. Been able to find time to do some stuff, but it's been hard to find time to record nowadays and do stuff. So like him, when because Brian has more availability, he could, he makes some of the videos and takes the load off of me. He got me into scheduling uploads, and that's been easier to organize stuff so that I don't have to take time out of my day to upload them on the day. I can upload them when we're done with them, and then they're ready to go. And he made the Discord server. He made the idea of the Discord server, and it was a really cool idea. I'm very happy we did that. And I've been very, he's helped out with structuring videos, the amiibo tournaments for one part. He was a big part in that, and he has been able to structure a lot of other things and been able to spread out content so that's not bland and boring to people. We're not jumping around and stuff, and he's been able to do all these things. He restructured the playlists, which I wasn't a big fan of. I'm going to be honest. I thought the playlists that I had were structured fine. He just didn't like the idea of a bunch of videos being structured into one playlist. So now there's like 100 playlists for videos, but I guess it's just easier to find a certain video now. But I wasn't a huge fan of that. He also restructured some of the titles, which I wasn't very happy about, and the descriptions of some videos as well. But it's not too big of a deal, especially since most of the main ones were older videos that aren't gonna really rack up any views, many views, unless the channel blows up. So it wasn't that big of a deal, but like, he's been a huge contribution to the channel. But it feels like over the last few weeks, and maybe even last month, he's stepped over the line of position that he has on the channel, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, he thinks that he has all the say.
He's gone power hungry, or he's gone power crazed, but he doesn't have the power.
So he's like, when he's quote unquote suggested to restructure the playlists and restructure the titles and do all that kind of stuff, like he said it has to be done. I have to do this. This is what needs to be done. Boom, does it. and whenever we make a video, I always have to run. He always makes me run it by him. Stuff. It's just.
Yeah. Hello? Tyler? Tyler! 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 Where did he go? Hello? Well, anyway. So, the Discord, it was another problem with Brian being power crazed.
Wait.
Oh, he's back. But the Discord was another example of Brian being power crazed and not getting permission.
Let me continue. So he's been getting more into like saying like, I have to do this. That has to be done. Like, and it pisses me off that he thinks he has full control of the channel. He's like, and whenever I confront him on the situation, saying like, dude, you don't have all the control here. Like,
yeah,
stop. And he's like, well, you know what? All I've done for your channel. You know, it's like, oh, beautiful. You know, it's like, you would have been nowhere if it weren't for me. You know, I wouldn't have been here on the channel. Nah. It's like, fine, I guess. Well, you know what, Brian? Who got me into streaming? That was you. Noah, you got me into streaming.
Mm-hmm.
I got the microphone. I got the software for recording. I got the capture card. I got the adapter, which I've only used for one video. I may talk about that later. I host for many of the videos, if not all of them. I upload the videos, I schedule the videos, I do all this stuff. I had the drive originally to create this YouTube channel and do stuff, and maybe I wasn't looking for a structured system. I wasn't looking for all this like properly grammar titles and all these lengthy descriptions or these 100 playlists to catalog all of my videos or stuff. I was just looking for a way to make videos and have fun doing them and stuff, because I've had the idea for a YouTube channel for the longest time. Amiibo tournaments go way back. They go back to when Amiibos first were created back in 2014, 6 years ago. They go all the way back. And a lot of other stuff as well, like reviewing stuff and reviewing the diecast cards that I own and stuff. That's stuff that I've had the dream of doing for a really long time. And finally, when I was able to get a YouTube channel and figure it out, I learned how to make the videos first off. And, you know, and then so this Discord server, we had already had a conflict over power struggles before, and then the Discord server comes along and he kicks you. Well, you left on your own. I'm guessing. I wasn't.
Yeah, I just straight up and left.
Well, he banned LT. LT left. That was his own personal move. That wasn't a move that was brought by me. That wasn't a move that was influenced by you. It wasn't influenced by me. It wasn't influenced by anybody else involved with the channel except for him, Hunter, and like one sentence from Lucas. And it pisses me off because the channel, and he said this himself. He said this Discord server is a place for creators and like people that are involved with the channel, so you and Brian and everybody else, and as well as subscribers, to like talk to us and connect with us and to get information on how videos are made, and like to talk about structure of the videos and like to talk about certain topics and stuff. That's just a place for subscribers and creators to come together for the channel and talk and stuff. Open to all subscribers, open to fans, open for everybody. That's what it was. And for him to go back on that word not even a week after the server had been created and make it about his own personal beliefs and what he thinks is right and what he thinks should be done pisses me off. And even when he did transfer ownership today, I was just talking to him. I hope my phone doesn't die so I can read off what he said, because He's like, oh, I think this transfer thing is going to your head. And I know there's still your channel that you control most of the stuff. I feel like I'm not appreciating it. Yes, I do appreciate you, Brian. Okay. He's like trying to find humor in things that should never be humorous. You said the rules of KDR and broke the last rule. He didn't break. Lieutenant didn't break any rules. LT did not break any rules. Anything. Okay. And maybe I should go back and change the rules now. I haven't done that yet, but maybe I should. Maybe I should. I don't know. But it's annoying because I don't have time. Okay. I don't have time to put as much effort into my channel right now as I did back in the summer or back when the pandemic started, because I got school, I got bowling, I've got work, I've got all this other stuff, and sometimes, well, for some reason Brian's access to my channel ends after 30 days, and so he always reminds me to give him access again, and every time it happens, I'm like, do I really want to give him access again? Or do I really just want to finish him off and take it from here? And I don't, because he's done so much for the channel, for positives, but he oversteps himself. He's overstepped himself a couple times now, and it's getting more and more annoying. He likes having, he likes structure, but life is not structured. Life, you can plan life, but it ain't gonna go the way you planned it. And that's the same thing with the YouTube channel. Things don't go as we maybe planned them, and I don't know, I don't hate Brian, because he's one of the few people that regularly texts me, which is a good emotional thing, but he just sometimes feel like he's just overstayed his welcome. I don't know.
No, I understand what you're saying completely. Now, I just realized that this has more been a Tyler ranting podcast than anything else, and I've said very, very little.
But you can talk now if you want.
So, the reason why I felt it was necessary to ban him from my Discord server is for the same reason that Tyler did ban him from his, or didn't ban him from his, the same reason Tyler doesn't like him sometimes on his. It's because I don't want Brian coming on my Discord server and just assuming power like Hitler. Like, that, I'm not a fan of that, and I will never be a fan of that. And I think my Discord server is a little bit different from yours. Your viewers and your friends are a lot more tame than mine are.
Right.
Mine has...
Ours is a lot more active than yours is too, though. I've noticed.
Mine is just, whenever I'm on, people are on, unless it's LT. LT does a lot of stuff on there. He'll just, post a random meme. I've got a couple bots on mine. Anyway, plug Discord server. Go join Zaberhood Industries. I don't know.
You can go join Pringleson and Company, too, if you'd like.
Yeah, if you want to get banned.
No, nobody getting banned now. I'm the controller. Nobody's getting banned unless we're dropping N-words around here, okay?
Yeah, no N-words on either.
If you're dropping N-words, you're gone. If you're dropping other racial stuff, good chance you'll be gone.
Yeah, racism's not a joke, guys.
If you're posting porn, you're gone. Because we don't have an NSFW channel.
You know what's funny? I just thought about it. I was just like, I was about to say, if you're posting porn, you're probably gone. But I'll shoot you a text. But
I probably will go back and change the rules tonight, though.
Oh, I thought you were about to say, I probably will go back and watch some porn. What the fuck, Tyler?
No.
We are a family-friendly YouTube channel. Motherfucking family-friendly, Tyler.
Alright, do you want to keep talking, or?
Yeah, a little bit. So, I don't know, 2 days ago, I had this big Discord group VC, with, Jacob, LT, Dawson, Vincent, Simon.
Is that the one you asked me to join?
Yeah.
I really wanted to, but I couldn't because it was busy. But
Everybody
I really
was there.
To.
Everybody was there.
I wish I would have been there.
I live streamed
If you do
it.
another one, if you do another, oh my, you did?
I did.
Shoot, I gotta go watch that.
Yeah.
I'll go watch
LT
that.
voice reveal, by the way. It was the most recent. Well, no, not the most recent, but the one right before that. Minecraft.
If
on my
another one does
multiplayer
come
world
up,
at
I will
night.
join it.
Yeah. That was interesting, but you know, these people joke around, and their jokes are not exactly the best. Like, one of the first things Simon said when he joined the Discord server was, "I downloaded this hentai game, and I don't know why."
Okay, Simon has been a little bit sensitive, I would say, on my Discord as well. What was it last night? Last night, me, Brian, it wasn't last night, it was a couple nights ago. No, it was last night because I was talking about work. Me, Brian, and I think a couple other people. I think Eli, Lucas jumped in for a little bit at the end. Eli was coming and going. I think another person. Then here comes Simon. He's just posting random hentai crap and not even talking about what we're talking about. He's like off in his own la la land talking about like video games and stuff. And it's just like, that's how I know it's Simon, because whenever we'd walk home with him, he'd always talk about a completely different topic than what we were talking about.
Yeah.
And it was like just the randomest shit in the world, and I'm like, this is Simon. I know that's him now.
We have a very good guest lineup coming. We got Jacob, we got Husto, we got Ken, who's another guy from where I work. We've got Simon now. We've got LT we could do a podcast with. I'm redoing another one with Brandon. We got a good podcast guest list coming. I think the Brandon one actually might be pretty soon. I'm thinking about inviting him over the Sunday after Halloween, and yeah, we could probably do one there.
If it's in the morning, then I could probably do it, because I don't have to work till 3 now.
Nice. Yeah, I had some pretty interesting talks. The last 2 streams I did right before the one where I went and trolled Andrew and his friends, those 2, I had some really good talks with some really good friends. And they're like beta podcasts. They're not podcasts because Tyler's not there, but they're pretty much podcasts.
I said you should upload them as bonus content and just like a bonus like podcast thing.
I'll think about it, but you know, maybe not.
But
I mean, Wesley did say the N-word several times, and
that changes my mind.
The chin, that. But the N-word, you know what I'm talking about? That was in the Discord one.
Yep.
Yeah, I might have to put some rules on my Discord.
Yeah, you might want to do that soon.
Get it to censor N-words and stuff.
The only, I mean, we probably will have to eventually redo the one with Brian. I don't know if we're actually going to bring Brian back or not, but that won't be for a little while.
To be decided.
The current circumstances. But really the only other guy I personally want to bring on is a guy from my work who actually had a pretty lengthy conversation with the other day.
Is it Nick Seidel?
No, not Nick. I would like to bring Nick Seidel on, though. He would be a pretty good character to have. Another great character from work would be probably my friend Gil, who works out with me. We could have some great conversations with that. But no, this is the produce guy, the guy from produce, who graduated not this year but last year, 2019, from our school. So may have seen him around, may have not, but he works in produce right now. He told me the story about. He told me that a 2-ton. He talked earlier that day. He had been talking about a 2-ton cart of potatoes hit his ankle. So
nice.
Yeah, so I got to see that gruesome leg. But
yeah, I think that's enough for this podcast.
No, I got one more thing to finish off with. I got one more thing.
Okay.
It's back to the Brian situation. So, another thing with him is like, since he's forced himself into becoming a big part on the channel, since they've let him in a little bit, it's like, it feels like that we can't do anything without him anymore. He's gonna be. I think there's 90% chance he's gonna be at the sleepover on Saturday. I just don't know how that's gonna work.
Well, it's interesting because like the two people who always show up on your channel all the time are me and Brian. Me for your live streams and Brian for your videos.
But I just don't know how that's gonna work because like he just seems like he forces us. Like we can't have an amiibo tournament without him anymore. We can't really record much without him anymore. And if we do, he knows about it. Like, I tried to keep my Fall Guys win a secret. I couldn't keep it a secret from you. I wanted you to know early, and I wanted Hunter to know because he had to trim the video. But I wanted to keep a secret from everybody else to keep it a surprise. Because I wanted it to gain a lot of views and stuff. I didn't want people to know beforehand and then not go watch the video and actually see my great reaction. I wanted people to actually go watch it and enjoy it and stuff. No, of course, Brian has to look early. Even though I told him not to look, he looked and he saw the video. Like, really? It was like just a couple hours away from going live, and you couldn't wait.
He even asked me what it was. And at the time, I had no idea.
Like, you can't keep secrets from him. That's the thing. Like, you can't, he has to be involved in everything now.
He's become a helicopter parent of the channel.
Yes, he has to be involved in everything now. Because he thinks he's such a big part of the channel. And in ways, yes, he is. He is a pretty big part of the channel. Bigger than most of the other people that are involved in my channel. But, you know, that's why... there's pros and cons to having him in videos. Pro is that there's usually not as much dead space in between because the other person's talking while I'm trying to figure out what to say next. But it seems like more and more recently when I've done videos with Brian, he always has to butt in with his own opinion right in the middle when I'm trying to say something. And there's just so much unnecessary bantering with him going on. And it's so annoying.
Yeah. I completely understand. Although my channel is different from yours in the sense that I have very specific things that I do with very specific people. Like whenever I refer to you to people that don't know who you are, I always refer to you as my podcast partner and my streaming partner. Whereas Brandon, he does a Minecraft series with me. Vincent, he kind of does Minecraft and like little experiment videos with me. Speaking of which, there will be a continuation to the Anatomy of Benson. There is a sequel coming for that.
Yay.
and like I've been trying to get Dawson to be in a very specific thing as well. I'd like to do... The thing is with Dawson, like on his channel, Vincent is the Terraria guy really. And so I'd like to do 1.4 comes out on console for Terraria. I'd like to do a Terraria series with Vincent as opposed to Ooga Booga Build, because having two Minecraft series going at the same time, other than streaming, it just seems like a little much. And I am going to bridge the gap between Ooga Booga Build and Minecraft Feet Branglin', and you'll find out more about that when those videos come out. But, you know, I've got a modded Minecraft series by myself. I've got Minecraft Feet Branglin'. I've got podcast time. I've got experiment and shitpost videos. And that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday is when my uploads go up. Wednesday is always the modded. It will be forever. Like I have episodes of that going until January of next year already. And it's every Wednesday. Fridays, it goes back and forth. When I'm run out of Minecraft Feet Branglin', it'll probably switch to something else similar to that. But it goes Minecraft Feet Branglin', podcast time, Minecraft Feet Branglin', podcast time. That's how it will go in the future. Every Friday, going back and forth between those two things. which is why conveniently this Friday, the Halloween podcast time will go up, that we just did right before this. And another thing is that on Mondays, I kind of just put whatever I feel like. Today I put a theory video that's about Knuckles being the Flying Dutchman, which I actually did look into the Bubby being related to Pearl thing, and there is quite a bit of evidence already that I found. So definitely going to make that connection, that theory video. That's a good one. And I found more evidence that Knuckles is the Flying Dutchman, and there's I just basically just that and shitposts, and then streams. Whenever the hell I'm able to stream, I do a stream. I've got a pretty full YouTube selection.
I don't know. Brian just doesn't really understand that I have a life, more of a life than he does, and so that I can't record every time. And he always itches me. He's like, "Are you gonna record? Are you gonna record? Are you gonna record? I can't record. When I record, like, I'm working or I'm bowling or I got homework. I got all this other stuff, and it's just, I don't know.
Anyway, should probably end the podcast. We're getting a little close to the end.
Yeah, I gotta get off. So,
anyway, thank you guys for listening to this podcast. Stick around for the next one. Probably we'll have Brandon as the guest. Probably not will, but probably. I'm hoping. But anyway, got a lot of stuff to tune into on my channel as well as Tyler's channel, and I'll see you all in the next podcast. See ya. Bye,
Goodbye.
Tyler.